Following repeated cases of juvenile delinquency in Cameroon, the population, mostly in the country's economic hub, Douala, wants authorities to deliver justice as a young girl battles for survival in a hospital following molestation from a group of young girls. With barely a week left, elites of Meme Division in Kumba getting set for a smooth back-to-school. Didactic materials worth 10 million francs CFA have been handed over to children drawn from 5 subdivisions of Meme Division ahead of the 2023 school year. On the sidelines of elections of President Emerson Mnangagwa for a second term in office, Zimbabwe's ruling party officials say a new confidential part is being opened in Zimbabwe as a result of his re-election. Stay with us on this news edition for this and more. A beautiful morning to you. Thanks for joining us here as we bring you news as it comes to us. A young girl is reportedly hospitalized after sustaining burn injuries inflicted on her by assailants. The situation is happening in Cameroon. The girl is said to have come to avenge her friend named Marie-Thérèse Lincoq, who was beaten and molested by the same attackers, consisting of a group of girls. In a video that has gone viral over the weekend, Dash News went finding out about the story and brought back the details. Linda Bumneke reports.
The horrific scene had taken place in the Douala 5 subdivision, precisely at Fengudron Isik. Before then, Marie-Thérèse Lincoq, the girl molested in the video by 3 other girls, was still declared missing by her relatives until they came across the video that went viral on social media over the weekend.
She was living with her mother this holiday because throughout the school year, she was with her grandmother. We got across to her mother, who told us it's been 5 days the girl left the house and she has no information on her whereabouts.
Assaulted, molested and harassed, her attackers stripped her naked, then shaved her hair. Information gathered on ground indicates that the trio accused their victim of allegedly having an affair with a boyfriend of one of her attackers. Outraged, Marie-Thérèse's friend came to avenge her, but she too met the same fate and worst still, a flammable product poured on her. Internet users say they are shocked and demand justice. An alert launched by a family friend who was able to help Marie-Thérèse's uncle to trace the suspects to Bonaberi and then ensured that they were apprehended by elements of the Mabanda Gendarmerie Brigade. According to the investigators, who preferred to remain anonymous, a large prostitution network is hiding behind the case. At the time of this report, Marie-Thérèse's whereabouts is still unknown, leaving her grandmother and relatives worried. It is not the first time such horrific stories are heard of in Cameroon. The latest of them was in 2022 in Boya, when a trio molested their mates. Still, because of matters related to intimate partner relationships. Despite repeated calls and condemnation from activists and legal sanctions, the situation persists and the ill proves hard to be eradicated, especially among the teenage population.
That's a terrifying one there. And meantime, Marie-Thérèse Lincoq has been found. Meanwhile, investigations remain open at the level of the Mabanda Gendarmerie Brigade to uncover the prostitution network. It's a sad situation there. Moving on, elites of Meme Division have donated didactic materials worth 10 million francs CFA to children of school-going age drawn from the 5 subdivisions of the division ahead of the 2023-2024 academic year. The distribution exercise took place recently in Kumba, and it's coming few days to the start of the school year. Details in this report. Good weekend.
Led by the donors, political elites of the Meme Division, the beneficiaries, children of school-going age, drawn from the 5 subdivisions of the division, together with traditional dance groups, walked to the Kumba Town Party Hall for the donation exercise. Accompanied by their guardians and parents, the children listened with gratitude to the messages brought by the donors. The head of the group, Senator Andrew Ote Mofa, like other speakers at the event, said they could not fold their arms and watch these children not resume school, while thanking the government for the efforts put in place for a return to normalcy in the region.
We came here to pay homage, show gratitude, say thank you, His Excellency, for the peace that is reigning in this division. And that is why we came here to show that children can still go back to school thanks to the peace that has come back to the division.
Present at the ceremony were administrative authorities, including the senior divisional officer for Meme Division, who lauded the initiative.
Like the father, like parents, like somebody who is living here in Kumba, I would just say thank you. Thank you on behalf of my population, and we know it very well. They may have been seriously affected. This gesture is going to help seriously parents who you know it very well who lost everything in life.
Some school materials worth 10 million CFA francs were handed to municipal authorities to distribute to the children who could not hold back their gratitude. The donation by the political elites comes to reinforce the back-to-school campaign in the Meme Division, which has not witnessed a smooth back-to-school for a little over 6 years following the socio-political crisis in the two English-speaking regions of the country.
Now let's take you to the west region of Cameroon, precisely in the Mifi division, where a new king has been crowned. Tale Megnissimo Yangse is 25 years old but will henceforth be called His Royal Highness Tale Megni. His crowning ceremony was chaired by the senior divisional officer of the Mifi division, who urged the community to respect their new leader regardless. We hear in the following reports that he succeeds his father, His Royal Highness Tale Philippe, who went missing this April 8th, as Bilingue Sur Dash reports. And now let's take you to news out of Cameroon. The president of Burundi, who doubles as the current president of the East African Community, Evariste Ndayishimiye, has been given warm welcome by Congolese authorities. With security challenges at the center of the exchange, the two heads of state reiterated their attachment to respecting the roadmap signed within the framework of the Nairobi and Luanda processes concerning particular the conflict with the M23 rebel movement. Both countries have signed a memorandum of understanding on the strengthening of political and military relations. The president of Burundi, Evariste Ndayishimiye, is engaged in more than one capacity for various initiatives for peace in the Eastern DRC since over as head of the regional monitoring mechanism of Addis Ababa Framework Agreement in May last year. Now we take you to news elsewhere. Still, the spokesperson for the Zimbabwean ruling party, ZANU-PF, Chris Moot, has spoken a news conference on the re-election of President Emerson Mnangagwa. According to him, Zimbabweans are democratic and a new confidence is being instilled in the country. Through these, Zimbabwean President Emerson Mnangagwa was re-elected for a second and final 5-year term. The results were announced much earlier than expected. We have the details on this with Bonhilda Dashako. Thank you, Bilingue Sur Dash, and it is on this note that we wrap up this edition of Newsroom. Do stay tuned. Dash News is concerned about giving you the right information minute by minute. Stay blessed.